Skip, just obviously a emotional ending to this ball game. Can you take us kind of through that momentum swing of thinking it was a game-tying home run to all of a sudden it's a ground rule double, you guys able to close it out?
The whole series, the whole homestand, honestly, was emotionally and physically exhausting. I mean, these guys are gassed in there. The bullpen is gassed. The position players are gassed. If I'm gassed, I can't imagine what those guys feel, because there's some really tough end of the game, extra inning losses, and then to come back like that, it's really incredible. And then to win with that type of play to end the game where it hits off the fence and hits the glove and bounces back out to get a double, and then Soriano to come back out after blowing a save the 2 nights before, and bearing down and getting Campy at the end is just shows you what that team's about. I mean, a lot of these guys are trying to figure out who they are at this level, and they're giving it everything they got. And we were in every single game. A couple games in against the Reds, we could have come back and won, and then we were in every game here. So to end it on a win is going to be a much better flight to Philly.
How significant was Jesus Sanchez's home run, not just in the sense you guys were able to tack on runs, but the fact that he was able to hit that home run off the lefty?
Well, there's no safe lead, as you can tell, with what the Padres have been doing lately, especially late in games. So any insurance run was going to be big. We scored 5 early and then none for about 5 or 6 innings in a row. So we needed to tack on runs. You knew the state of our bullpen. We had a bunch of guys down again. So we only had 4 guys available again. So we knew we had to add on just in case something like this happened. And then for Sanchez, to hit, he's been working hard against lefties, against relievers especially. He's been struggling. So to get a lefty reliever was really big for him, and obviously we needed those extra runs.
Max, longest outing of his young career. What stood out to you about the way that he was able to battle against that Padres lineup?
Well, he was on the attack. He had more strikes this time than last time. He threw his fastball down and away really well. The slider was really good. He threw 3 changeups to Cronenworth, 1 at bat, which shows you he's getting more confident in the changeup. So overall, just really good outing. Again, we had nobody down there available, so we needed length, just like we needed Cabby to have length, a couple nights ago. So for him to provide the 6 innings was pretty outstanding.
Were you considering going with Soriano for the righty-righty matchup, or did you like how Nardi, looked in that 9th?
I had Sori ready for the Peralta at bat in case that they pinch hit there. And then Nardi, was looking better that inning, I thought, than the first inning. I know he had a lot of pitches. He was down 2 days before that because of other things, so he was down. And so I felt like he was pretty fresh to go back out there. He felt good. He was frustrated that he gave up a home run. So I wanted to give him that chance to get the inning. And then I know Kim had success against him before, but Kim also been struggling a little bit this series. So I figured I'd give him that at bat, and then if we had to go to Sori, I'd give Sori Campusano. Luckily, it hit off the fence. This game is just so crazy because of one move can just change the entire complex of the game, and we lucked out at the end there with game of inches, they say, and that was definitely game of inches.
What about the little kerfuffle or whatever there with the slide into second? 2 days in a row, is that sort of where Otto and some guys?
Yeah, I enjoy contact, so I'm always pro contact. But I get what Otto was thinking. He slid off the bag and kind of veered towards center field a little bit and kind of got his leg again. And so it's just, men being men. And, it's okay to talk to each other and tell them you don't like it. And it's okay for Cronenworth to tell him he doesn't like it either, or whatever it is. And then you say stuff and then you go back to the dugout. So I got no problem of guys talking to each other, get some emotion, you feel alive when that happens. That's okay, as long as there's no punches being thrown, it's good. But I don't have an issue either way, honestly, from Cronenworth or Otto. I just think it's them exchanging words. That's going to happen. Totally okay with it. But honestly, like the whole game, we played really well. I mean, we ran the bases really well. I think that should be a focus of how well we ran the bases all series, because we stole a lot of bases. We put John Jay and Griffin Benedict were outstanding with the tips and tails that we were getting from the pitchers. The outfield and infield defense for the most part was really good. And the offense, I mean, we scored a lot of runs against a really good pitching staff. Leads the league in a lot of categories. So to put up 8 last night or whatever it was, and then 7 more tonight. I mean, it's pretty good job by our offense.
Skip, when was the last time you were around someone that has a power surge like you're seeing with Berger right now?
Yeah, there's been a couple guys, in my career that I've seen it. Probably the most recent was when Albert went on that crazy run in the second half in 2022. But yeah, what Berger's doing is, I mean, he's not Albert yet. I know he probably wants to be that one day, but for what he's doing right now is just crazy because of, there's a lot of trades happened and everything, and so there's a chance he was going to be pitched a little bit differently, and for him to be so secure and like knowing the strike zone, knowing if they just make one mistake, I'm going to hammer it. That's where he's at confidence wise, and that's a really good spot to be in. But when you're seeing him, not get all of it off of opposite field, he's so strong. He's becoming a complete hitter, and I think that's why like you play the whole season, right? It's like first half, second half, whatever. You play the whole season, and then you see where you're at. And I think his numbers are going to be really good every year. In my opinion, he's a 30 to 40 home run guy every year, and so I think it's just the start of a really good career.
Just in general, I mean, the starting pitching, just really good this whole series. What does it mean? What does the series maybe mean going forward for you and the rotation?
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously Max, that was more of the April version of Max, I think, and that's what we expect. Moving forward is that type of start. I thought Cabby grew up this series. We'll see if that continues. I feel like I've said that maybe before, but hopefully this really is the time where it happens. But yeah, overall the starting pitching has been good. We have just been, I feel like, because we've overused the bullpen so much this year, they're feeling it now more than ever. And it's the dog days of August. Well, they're feeling it big time. So we have to really monitor these guys, and guys are going to be put in spots late in games that they've never been in, and they'll find out if they're ready for the leverage or not. I mean, it's just what it is. So there's going to be a few more guys down in Philly for sure. But I think we know where the offense is and the way our starters are going. Hopefully, we'll have a little bit of a break, and we'll hopefully be in a lead and not have to worry about the one-run game in the ninth.